The drama surrounding Ryan Reynolds and Tatiana Maslany has escalated to absurd levels, resembling one of Disney's very own over-the-top MCU storylines. What started as a conflict between two actors has now dragged Disney executives into a fiasco that fans are calling embarrassing. From boardroom blunders to creative clashes, this is a story of how Disney's attempts to salvage She-Hulk's tarnished reputation may be sinking the MCU further into disarray. The conflict began when Maslany, the actress behind She-Hulk, publicly took jabs at Reynolds. Rather than let the matter rest, Disney executives decided to intervene in the worst way possible. Their grand solution: force Ryan Reynolds to reconcile with Maslany.
It's easy.
But why would Reynolds agree to such a thing? He's one of the most prominent stars in Hollywood, while She-Hulk's reputation, both the character and the series, is in shambles. Maslany She-Hulk show was widely criticized, with fans calling it one of the MCU's weakest offerings. Despite the backlash, Maslany has doubled down, positioning herself as a victim of sexism and demanding more representation. She appears confident that this approach will bring her back to the MCU spotlight, but fans, and even Reynolds himself, seem unconvinced. Imagine the scene at Disney headquarters. Bob Iger and his team of executives, desperate to resolve the issue, hatch a plan to integrate She-Hulk into a future Deadpool project. Their logic? Pairing Maslany's She-Hulk with Reynolds' Deadpool will somehow mend fences and revive the struggling character. But fans aren't buying it. Disney's recent MCU offerings have been met with declining enthusiasm, and the She-Hulk series is a prime example. It was slammed for its lackluster CGI, uninspired writing, and preachy tone. Trying to shoehorn She-Hulk into Deadpool, a franchise beloved for its irreverent humor and edgy storytelling, feels like a recipe for disaster. The MCU's problems run far deeper than a single character or storyline, but Disney seems blind to the bigger picture. Amid the chaos, Ryan Reynolds remains steadfast in his refusal to participate in what he sees as a desperate publicity stunt. Reynolds, who has successfully kept the Deadpool franchise afloat despite Disney's acquisition, knows better than to compromise its identity for the sake of She-Hulk. His priority is clear: protect what makes Deadpool unique, its humor, edge, and connection with fans. Reynolds' stance resonates with many MCU fans who are disillusioned with the franchise's current trajectory. Instead of engaging in the drama, Reynolds has taken the high road, staying focused on delivering quality content that fans actually want. Meanwhile, Maslany is fighting harder than ever to keep She-Hulk relevant. Despite the show's failure, she's pushing for another chance, claiming that criticism of the series stems from sexism rather than genuine disappointment with its quality. Her efforts, however, are falling flat. Fans have made their opinions clear. She-Hulk is not a character they want to see more of. Many viewed the series as an overreach by Disney to push an agenda, sacrificing storytelling in the process. Yet Maslany remains undeterred, hoping that if she raises her voice loud enough, Disney will cave and bring She-Hulk back in a more prominent role. The She-Hulk debacle is just one symptom of the MCU's broader problems. Once the crown jewel of cinematic universes, the MCU has struggled in recent years to maintain its grip on audiences. Projects like Captain Marvel, Thor, Love and Thunder, and She-Hulk have been criticized for prioritizing messaging over entertainment. Fans are craving escapism, adventure, and meaningful stakes, not lectures or forced narratives. Disney's response to these criticisms has been baffling. Instead of addressing the core issues, they've doubled down, churning out more of the same content that fans are rejecting. The strategy is akin to slapping a band-aid on a broken dam, and the results speak for themselves: plummeting fan interest, declining box office numbers, and a franchise struggling to find its footing. Adding to the confusion is Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios. Feige has sent mixed signals about She-Hulk's future, claiming that the character has potential in upcoming projects while ignoring the overwhelming fan backlash. His indecisiveness highlights a lack of direction at the top, further exacerbating the MCU's issues. Fans are tired of being ignored. They've spoken out against She-Hulk and similar projects, yet Disney continues to push characters and narratives that clearly aren't resonating. It's a strategy that risks alienating even the most loyal Marvel enthusiasts. Deadpool stands out as one of the few franchises that hasn't been dragged down by Disney's missteps. Its humor, self-awareness, and edge have kept it popular with fans, and Reynolds' commitment to preserving its identity is a big reason why. Fans are wary of any attempts to dilute Deadpool's essence by integrating characters like She-Hulk. The idea of a She-Hulk cameo in Deadpool 3 has been likened to putting ketchup on a fine steak, unnecessary and potentially disastrous. Reynolds understands this, which is why he's standing firm against Disney's plans. The She-Hulk drama is emblematic of a larger issue at Disney, a disconnect between the studio and its audience. Disney's insistence on pushing narratives that fans aren't asking for has led to declining interest in the MCU, financial losses, and a tarnished reputation. Bob Iger, Disney's CEO, is reportedly scrambling to address these problems. But instead of making bold changes, the studio continues to make questionable decisions, such as prioritizing She-Hulk over fresh ideas and better storytelling. The result is a franchise that feels increasingly out of touch. The solution to the MCU's woes isn't complicated. Listen to the fans. Audiences want engaging stories, well-developed characters, and escapism, not forced messaging or poorly executed projects. Reynolds' approach with Deadpool serves as a model for what the MCU could be: fun, irreverent, and true to its roots. Tatiana Maslany's attempts to revive She-Hulk may be admirable in their persistence, but they're unlikely to succeed. Fans have spoken, and the message is clear. It's time for Disney to move on and focus on what made the MCU great in the first place. As the She-Hulk drama unfolds, one thing is certain: Ryan Reynolds isn't backing down. His commitment to preserving Deadpool's integrity is a refreshing contrast to the chaos surrounding the MCU. While Disney flounders, Reynolds remains focused on giving fans what they want, and in the end, that might be exactly what the MCU needs to find its way back to greatness.